was that? Hey, everyone. Welcome to All About the Joy. Hi, Rick Costa.
Hello, hello.
Rick's all like gangster today. And Cynthia, thank you for coming by. Oh, look at who else is in the house. Hey, Mario. How you doing?
Hey, good. I'm trying to figure this thing out now because
you mean being on Restream?
Yes, pushing buttons and whatnot.
And Jay's gonna be here in a little bit. She sent me a text and she's like, "I'll be there, but I have to drop off her daughter." She goes, "I have to drop off my daughter somewhere," and I'm like, "Somewhere?" I was like,
"Leave her on the side of the road."
I was like, "Just make sure you drop off somewhere you know." That would be. Yeah. But she responded and she was laughing. She's like, "I meant school." It was just funny. So, hey, Mario, I think you're hot, and I don't mean caliente like you're beautiful, though that too. But I mean your voice is very loud.
Is it? Is that better? Shall I speak in a lower tone?
We're going to be Bob Ross today, painting a painting, talking very softly.
Yes, please.
Look at the ocean as I paint waves off the canvas. As we go to the beach, and then we paint the sycamore
happy trees.
Some clouds up here.
You know what I forgot? I forgot the list I sent you all of all the things we're going to talk about.
I thought the Oscars was on there. I thought about Charlie. I thought about TikTok. And
you're supposed to be like, "Hey, Carmen, what do you mean a list? Let's just go with the flow. You know what? Let's talk about Charlie's podcast."
Let's talk about Charlie's podcast. What do you say?
Let's make me be like spontaneous and like I'm such a cool host, and you guys are all like, "You know what? That's our thing, man. All about the joy. That's it now. That's it." Okay, did you guys watch the Oscars?
Yes.
I just saw the highlights on the ABC website.
Oh my God. Let me just take you off of here. No, I'm just kidding.
We shall be removed. Swipe to the left.
It was good. It was good. I liked it. There were actually a couple of good moments.
Oh, you thought there were only a couple good moments?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, a big hoopla, but, it was good.
Honestly, I got to say, it was predictable. The only thing that threw me off was Emma Stone. Everything else, I was surprised because the young lady from Killers of the Flower Moon, she had been winning everything, including the SAG. And normally, the people who win SAG are the ones who go on to win the Oscar because the same people are voting in both categories. So I was surprised by Emma Stone. She was a dark horse that came out of nowhere. So other than that.
I don't need to see John Cena naked again. I can say that much.
Oh, I loved that. I was laughing. I thought that was such a funny because it was about costume. That was the whole thing.
Yeah, and do we need to talk? Do we need to talk about somebody's penis? Like, come on.
Whose penis? What? What is
Iron Man?
about?
Did they talk about his penis? I missed that.
Robert Downey Jr.
Did I miss that?
Who? They talked about his.
What's the guy that hosted it? His name?
Wait a minute.
What are you talking about? Okay, did you watch the Oscars on CBS?
I went on the website and they said, "Here's video highlights." And one of the things he said was something about his thing, and I'm like, "Bro, that's
no." Okay, wait, stop. See, this is why you should watch things from.
This is not hearsay. I saw him say it.
I know what you're talking about, but what I'm saying is you're taking it out of context. That's the problem.
It's still nasty.
Robert Downey Jr. was sitting in the front row. That's what you're talking about. The monologue. Look, I'm gonna get mad because you know what? This is what's wrong with our country. This is the same shit.
We need to talk about penises freely. Is that what's wrong?
I'm talking about his penis. He just made a joke, and maybe it landed wrong, but it wasn't like the end of the world. All he said was something about I forget what it was, but it wasn't a big deal, and they moved on. I actually thought the more insulting part was talking about his drug abuse. So you can't take it out of context like that. I mean, it's just a joke.
Yeah, Kimmel. That was kind of a low blow for Kimmel. It was low hanging fruit. It was not necessary.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
He could have done without it.
It was just. Oh my God, I get annoyed.
I just felt bad for him.
Why? Do you get annoyed about penises?
No, I love
or
penises.
You get annoyed about
Oh my God!
No.
Yes, so going left.
I get annoyed because Rick. Because what Rick just did, I know a lot of people do it. We don't want to, or we don't have time or whatever to maybe watch the whole thing or look at it all in context. Right. So we'll
watch
read,
the highlight.
but this happens with articles all the time. Like people will read like one headline and then you'll see all the comments. I can't believe she did that. What a bitch. Did you read the article? Because it was not even about her. You know what I mean? So I do get incensed. Was it a bad low hanging fruit? Yeah, but that's not the whole Oscars. And you tie that in. So you watch snippets. So you heard a penis joke.
It was like 13 minutes of him talking with Iron
it was
Man
not
included.
13 minutes of him talking about a penis.
This clip.
Hey, Tony.
Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony. Hi, Andrea.
Hola.
Andrea, who dumped her
Hey,
daughter
Andrea.
somewhere with nobody knows.
Somewhere.
She drove.
He did?
She drove, Carmen.
Yeah, she is
The
not
baby
old enough.
drove.
What is she, like 8? Because I am not that old for her to be driving.
What's happening?
Mm.
It is
How you
happening.
doing? We're fighting right now. I'm fighting with Rick. We're talking about penises.
Context.
you
Did
go.
we not just say context? Did we not
Welcome,
just say
welcome
this?
to All About the Joy.
I got here just in
It brings
time.
Carmen joy.
I'm an expert.
Today's topic, the joy of
Oh,
penises.
your fault. You brought up penises. Rick is going to be like, Carmen, I want to hand in my resignation.
Tony said, do what?
Let me just say, I didn't even really know who John Cena was till that bit. So that worked for me. But Rick, I could see how you maybe heard that piece and then saw the John Cena thing. And that, let me just say, the best part was Ryan Gosling singing.
I had no
That
idea.
whole thing was
Oh,
I didn't
that
know
was
we could
funny.
sing.
Yes.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Did you guys, okay, little known fact, he used to sing in the Mickey Mouse Club back in the day with Justin Timberlake,
No idea.
Christina Aguilera, all of the Britney
Oh,
Spears.
okay.
He was in that
Britney
whole
Spears.
crew. Yeah, he was in that whole crew. And I just came across the video just the other day of him singing Jodeci. He was the lead singer singing Jodeci with Justin Timberlake in the
I
background.
just think the way he did it was
Yeah.
just so fun.
Yeah.
And it was so lighthearted. And it felt like
Yeah.
the entire audience was like, we all needed something like that. Yeah. And it was just kind
And
of
on the bit-
fun. And, you know,
Yeah.
Melanie
He
said,
wasn't
the
just
only
singing.
problem I have with the Oscars is they are too long. I fell asleep. Well, they started it early. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
started at 4:00 for that reason.
Yeah.
It was just a fun time. So, Andrea, did you watch the Oscars? I think not. Right.
No, I was on a plane. But I actually did catch the Ryan Gosling thing though. Like that was like right when I walked into my hotel room. So I kind of watched, but not
Yeah, it
really. And
was
I was super
fun.
tired.
It was
But so I don't have anything to add to this other than it was fun.
And I'll ask Rick this because I know Rick watched. I listened to and watched Charlie's podcast. I did a 2-part private lounge with Charlie Mattera, and I just want to give a shout out to him because I love him and I know that he's probably listening. But it was so much fun, and I can't believe it. I've gotten so much feedback from both of those things from people, which is kind of cool. So I don't know if you guys got to hear it, but what I love about it the most is like just he's such a great storyteller, Rick. Right?
Yeah, totally.
Like,
Totally. Yeah. I liked, and I'm like, he's talking about his script and everything. Carmen's like, well, I don't know if you want to give it all away. He goes, it's already copyrighted. Don't worry. And I'm like, when is this coming out? Because it sounds good.
doesn't it sound good? The thing is, too, I cut out a lot. I cut out because there's more to the story of the script, and I cut out like a whole chunk that is actually kind of a twisty. I'm not going to put that, but there's a huge twist to it. And I was like, I got to cut that out because there's no way that someone isn't going to try to steal it or whatever. But he's totally chill. And I think a couple of people emailed me and said, I can't believe he was in prison. I'm like, why? I know.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean,
Why are you so stunned? You know what I mean? Like,
And him talking about Farrah Fawcett, that was pretty funny too. That
oh,
didn't
wasn't
feel
that
long
great? That was
at
so much
first.
fun. Yeah. He was cute. So thank you to Charlie. And if you haven't listened to it, there's 2 different parts to it. And I hope you can take a moment and just get to know somebody who is not just one of the coolest people I met out here, but very fascinating and a great storyteller.
he's super close to Ryan O'Neal, right? Is that how you guys know each other or met each other?
I met Ryan O'Neal because he owned a gym here in Brentwood. And
Okay.
I met Charlie outside of BC Goto, and really, we kind of said this a long time ago, Rick. I forget which episode it was, but it was when you first met Charlie on the live stream. We were just checking each other out because that brother was fine as fuck. He still is. He was, he had the blonde hair, and he's so cut and built and whatever. And he was walking around town like he owned it. You know what I mean? One of those people. And of course, at the time, I lived in Brentwood. And we were outside the famous restaurant, like at the end of it was Mezzaluna, which is where it's famous for, where Nicole Simpson and
Ron
Goldman, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coleman.
Right. So that's the restaurant that was right there. Next to it was where BC Goto was. So it was a pretty well-known area. And that's where I first met him. And then we had mutual friends and then, the gym, I guess. I never hung out with him in the gym. So that's a whole other level of working out that I was never at.
Right.
But yeah, and Ryan passed away this past December. So
Yeah, I remember.
yeah, so it's kind of sad. But yeah. Anyway, I just want to touch base with that. So Mario, you have the list. What else is on the list?
Well, we talked about Charlie already. We touched on the Oscars.
Oh, so can
The
I
other-
add something to the Oscars? Oh,
We touched on the Oscars. We got stuck on all about the joyful penis part, and then
I think Andrea wants to say something.
and didn't get past it.
I don't think I have met Mario before.
Oh,
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, how are you?
I'm so sorry. I thought, the neighborhood.
How
y'all
close are you?
Andrea, you know who Mario is? It's probably going to click for you when I tell you this. I met Mario when I worked at Brand New School. He was our principal banker at City National Bank. And so we got to know each other through that. And you can only imagine the conversations during that time in my life when I was so happy and joyful.
Joyful. and I too was happy and joyful at City National Bank.
And we loved working the jobs that we did and helping people become wealthier and wealthier.
Yes.
Bankers
It
are
was-
well known to be very happy, joyful.
Mhm.
people, so I love that.
We're
100%.
joyful people. Entertainment people are joyful people.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Mario.
Nice to meet you too.
I also wanted to say she almost brought me a little teary eyed with the woman. I think her name is Divine.
Oh yes.
Davine
Yeah,
Joy
her
Randolph.
speech was
Yes.
like, "Oh, you gonna make me cry? Stop." Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was good. You know what though?
That whole category was great this year.
It was great, and I was upset that I just felt like you could have. I'm waiting for and we have a tie. You know what I mean? Because I just feel like it would have been so much cooler if three of them
Yeah,
could have
'cause
won it this
Danielle,
year easily. It's such
She did an amazing job.
Danielle was phenomenal.
She
Purple.
like I'm
That's what I
sorry, but
voted for.
I'm gonna say it. I think she did a better Sophia than Oprah.
Oh yeah,
But
we don't
she
need to
was
compare them.
amazing.
You don't have to be sorry.
Andrea. No, I'm saying we don't need to compare. There's enough love.
No, because you know why the original is one of my all-time favorite movies. So like I get it. But the thing is I always have this debate with my friends about the original and the remake because they're totally different in terms of with one being the musical. But Danielle, if you guys don't realize, she's an EGOT nominee now. So she's been nominated in every category. So she's on her way. Just give her a couple more years.
I would have voted. I voted for her in SAG Awards because I thought she was amazing.
I did
It
too.
was hard for both of them. You know what I mean? To not give. Anyway, I just wanted a tie. But yeah.
I did
Oh,
too.
you did too? Okay, so
Trust
you
me.
agree with me.
I did.
I love the
100%.
holdovers, but I wasn't thrown by the holdovers.
No, I watched all the movies this year. I slept through part of Oppenheimer.
I love
but
Oppenheimer.
And the Killers of the Flower Moon.
That I slept
It bored me to tears. But I tried to push through. As my grandmother said, I went fishing.
Oh, yeah. So look at. I'm just glad that movies are back to being pretty amazing. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
We have good ones and we have bad ones, but I thought it was fun. And I will say this for the Oscars, I thought it was a really great show. The bar is so low, but I really thought it went well. I thought Jimmy Kimmel, penis and all, was fantastic.
Contact.
I'm sorry.
Contact.
I'm going to do so many.
I don't know I think I missed a really important part of the show, you guys.
No, the point is you didn't.
No, you really
You
didn't.
really didn't.
Hey,
Hi,
Alma.
Alma.
Hey, honey.
Hi, honey.
She's got the
honey.
opera. Hi, baby. I miss
all
you.
the peni, then I think I missed it.
No.
right?
Andrea Alous, whose name is Alma in real life.
That's my wife.
That's Mario's wife.
Oh, okay.
Alma.
So,
Carmen, this is
Yeah.
the first time I met Mario too.
oh my God.
Oh wow.
You know what?
Wow.
Can I just say I'm so sorry, but I think this is what I mean by the neighborhood. Like we're just all such good friends. I didn't even realize it. Mario, Cynthia, Mario. I apologize.
That's right. This is my first time meeting both of them. Like that.
I didn't know this. If I had a good co-host / producer, I would have filled me in on that somehow. There would have been like a little note or something like, Carmen, I don't think, but it's just a shame. The only producer, co-host
I like
person
I like the
have.
pass the buck thing. I love that.
Wow.
Whoa, what did you just say? Because I missed that. What?
I like that pass the buck thing.
I'm just
I see
kidding.
that.
Hey, it's what? I think it's actually a testament to the fact that I think y'all know each other. Like, I just think
Now Andrea, I think I kind of in the back of my mind knew that, but I thought Cynthia was on with him.
Sure,
before. That's
right?
not, obviously.
No, but I've seen them. They've seen me. We've all seen each other, but we've never
we're
been
all
on at the
friends.
same
yeah,
time.
no, that's cool.
Right.
That's cool. I'm sorry. That's my
We all
bad.
just kind of mesh well together. So
It really is working. It's the red beans and rice for me. That's just on the pot.
Ripping the rice for me. Okay, wait, I have to look at my.
No, I literally just made red beans and rice. That's why I said.
I think because Andrea. Oh, you know what? I forgot to say Happy Pie Day as well. Today is, and I know none of you probably even care what that is, but it's a mathematical.
Yeah, 314, 3.14.
Yeah. So let me just see here. Oh, I wanted to talk about this because I was hoping Andrea would be here. So I wanted. This is going to be more of a work thing and going back to this quiet quitting crap. I responded to a woman on a TikTok today, and I have not been on TikTok other than posting our clips from the show. But I'm like, oh, they're going to ban TikTok? Let me do a post. You know what I mean? Let me jump into the end of this. But she is clearly somebody who does a lot of I don't want to say life coaching, but that's what the umbrella I'm gonna put it under because that's what it feels like. You know what I mean? And I've never seen her before, but she was talking about quiet quitting, and she got into this conversation about how you shouldn't be doing quiet quitting. That if you're not getting that job or you're not getting that promotion or you're not getting that raise, and then you decide not to give it your all, what does that say about your integrity? Oh my God. Right? So then she goes on this tangent.
My eyes roll big enough.
Oh, but let me tell you what the comments were like so beautiful. I was like, go ahead, Gen Z. I know you're all Gen Z in here. But what I wanted to talk about was I feel like people who are Gen X and boomers, and I'm not saying everyone, but clearly I think she was, our age, and I think we're stuck in this mentality of you got to work really hard. You got to be dedicated. You've got to do what you got to do to prove yourself. And even when you don't get that raise or you don't get acknowledged, that makes you have to do it even more. And I was like, I don't think so. So Andrea, I wanted to see what you thought.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly disagree with that, right? You owe your job the hours you are paid for, right? That's, that's the exchange, right? And if you're passed over for promotion, if your boss is a jerk, your coworkers are jerks, you still have to pay the bills. You still need health insurance. We don't have the social safety net in this country to be like, this is no longer fulfilling for me, so I'm going to take a pause until I find the next thing, right? Like, no, you still have to put food on the table and somehow be a human person walking around on the planet and not be, completely aggro. You got to do what you got to do, honey. Like, just if you need to create some separation, some mental space. I don't, here's the issue. I read that when you sent an email and I hate that moralizing about work.
Yes.
I hate that. When you the word integrity is are they stealing? Literally stealing? No, they're not. They're there. They're doing their jobs, right? They're not undermining other people. You know what I mean? There's just something about that that's you have to hold yourself to some high moral standard. It's a job.
Well, I think we got it wrong growing up. I think we grew up learning, at least I did, learning that if you suffer, then you're good. So if you're, if you're sacrificing and if you're really doing all you can, then somehow that makes you a better person than the person that's just going in and doing their job and leaving. And what I've realized in my life, and I don't know if this has happened to any of you, is the more I put into a company or a person or a client, the more likely they don't give a shit when they get ready to fire me, move on, lay off people.
Not all.
Praise the Lord. Yes. I have this experience, right? That's one of the first things I learned when I started doing consulting. I can't want this more than you do. I can't be showing up trying to make this go and doing the jobs of people who actually work there because I want it so bad for you. You know what I mean? It's that whole idea of just I just hate all that moralizing about it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just was at a client all week. I just got home today, a couple hours ago, so I'm in it.
Oh, I love you for coming on.
I have a story for you guys of a place long ago where someone got terminated high up in the company, and one of the senior vice presidents came out and said, "We know this is all very jarring for everyone, and I'm sure everybody's shook up, but just consider this a pebble in the water that creates a ripple, and the water just keep on flowing right on after that." And said, "Have a great day. Go back to work."
They thought that was a good thing. They thought that was motivating.
Yes.
Talk, Carmen.
I will never. I took that with me when I left. I'm like, you know what? Duly noted, because that lets me know you really don't care.
Let me show you my part of the ripple, bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that part. But ripple my ass right on out the door. So I'm gone. Why am I busting my behind for you? You know what I'm saying? And you don't care.
You don't care. Alma just said, I tell everyone, if you die today, your replacement will be here tomorrow, and you'll get an acknowledgement in the
Yeah.
maybe even.
Yeah, maybe, right?
Maybe if you're lucky.
I agree with everyone. I'm going through it right now. Like, I've worked at my place for over 10 years, and I was always yes, I'll do this, I'll do that, thinking that same mentality. And now I'm like, no. They asked me to do something today, and I said no, I don't feel like doing that. And they're like, oh, please. I said, I'll think about it. They knew I wasn't going to do it. They found someone else to do it. I said, okay.
Right.
And kept it moving.
Yeah. I agree with you, Alma. Take personal time off and take vacation. Take the time and go see your family. Spend time with your family, because those are the people who care about you. That job is going to be there. That you are a peg in a wheel that can be replaced. So you know, you can be replaced, and that's the whole thing. And then you have people who want you to work over your 8 hours and expect you to do extra work and take it gladly. You know, and then they don't understand. Well, why are you work? Why? We're trying to find you, and you're gone. Well, my time is up.
No. My favorite is, we're a family here. We're a family. No, we're not a family. We're not a family.
Yeah, the people who are quiet quitting, there's an issue going on. There's some kind of issue happening there that they are unhappy with that is unaddressed, right? And so the companies want loyalty. They want people to go the extra mile. They want them to take on extra work and stay late and all of those things. What else? If you want me to do more, what are you giving me for that more? And a lot of times it's
compensation.
Just the expectation of it with nothing more being offered most of the time.
Well, I told someone the other day that they're confusing me being a CFO with actually what I do, which is business management. I said, the difference is about $400,000. So you want me to be your CFO? We can have that conversation. You know what I totally did. I'm like, but I'm just over here making my little money. So I'm just going to do this part, which is what we agreed to. You want me to pull out the contract? I was like, Cynthia, you were going to say
that I like the new acronym some of the new teenagers have for the PTO, which is prepare the others, because I won't be here.
I won't be here.
I've never heard that.
That's good. I'm going to use that.
Hi, Brian. Hi, Brian.
Brian's right, though, right? You hear family and you scoff. It's like, okay. Most families I know are pretty damn dysfunctional. Come on now.
Tell them I don't like my family, so.
Like, you might not want to bring out my family. I'm like, well, I take time away from my family every day.
Okay, let me get Rick in there, because then I won't be able to have him in the show anywhere except for parts.
I mean, I'm gonna do the best I can, because I have to live with myself and feel like I'm doing the best I can, doing my part. I have many times gone above and beyond, especially during COVID. There was days where I was literally, just to catch up, I was up till 2:00 in the morning, not getting paid. And I know that's crazy, but I was like, I don't want this company to go under, because a lot of companies of this type are going under. So I'm like, I'm helping him for free, but at the same time, I'm helping this company not go down, because if I don't, then I got to look for another job. But like we've talked about this before, once that time is done, 5:30 hits, bye. Like, I ain't thinking about the job no more. It's done. Again, yes. We did this in the beginning, see? But yeah, I start exactly at 8:30 and I finish exactly at 5:30. I'm out. My lunch break, I do not exist on my lunch break either. Like, no. I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna support, try to do extra if I can, if I have time to do so. But don't ask me to.
I think CEOs, owners of company, need to change their thinking. And I'm stealing something from Gary Vee, who you all know I love, which is this idea that if I own the company, I'm the one who has to be working the most, not the people who work for me. And I love that.
I was gonna say, you can't expect me to care about the company the same way you do. It's your company. You're the one making the big bucks, not me. So you can't expect me to care like you do. You're going to go out of your way. You're going to do definitely way more if you need to. But
let me see what Brian just wrote. Work ethic is slowly dying with the younger generation. Lack of leadership. I disagree 150%. I disagree. Too. Not true at all. I think the younger generation, which I'm talking about Gen Z at the moment, actually is doing this right. Their priorities are not to kill themselves working for people who do not pay them more than minimum wage or a living wage or are making ridiculous profits and then turning around and not giving anything to their workers. Gen Z is saying, I'm going to work smarter, not harder.
Not harder.
And in this world of social media and technology, they have the ability to say, you know what, this ain't working for me, I'm gonna go. And we're all pissed about it because we have old school thinking. When I say we, I mean like Gen X, Gen X and like boomers. We're in that, poverty mentality of like, no, I must stay and I must work hard and I must suffer. And no, I think they got it right. I love all the Gen Z people I work with far more than, I'm going to just say it, Gen X people I work with. Gen Z people just seem to be honest about who they are and what they want.
They're very direct about
I'm
what
not
they
mad
want,
at it.
and they have boundaries, right?
Yes.
And there's
and they'll say, I am going to take my time off.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
And it's like, how dare they take those kids don't want to work. It's like, do you give them PTO? Are they not, is it fake? Or do you not mean for them to take it?
Exactly. Alma just said, exactly, Carmen, we taught our daughter to know her worth and to work hard and play harder. I have definitely with my Gen Z daughter. Gigi, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. I feel like it is so different for healthcare workers. Definitely overworked and underpaid. And even your breaks and lunches, you are working because your patients need you. Cynthia can relate to that. And that's the ball game. I understand.
Yeah, that's
well, there's like a spectrum, right? Like I see a lot of companies, so do you, Carmen. Like most people work pretty hard while they're working.
Yeah.
Yes, there are some who are, dicking around on social media or whatever they do and, taking advantage. That is not the majority though. Those are the ones that everyone's talking about.
Cynthia?
Because I'm agreeing. I totally 100% I agree. Yeah, no, absolutely. We all work hard. And, a lot of times our lunches are interrupted. Oh, I know you're at lunch, but do you mind doing this? Or, it'll be real quick. I need help with this, or I need an interpreter for that. And you're always getting interrupted. You have no time for yourself.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Jesse, I can't believe you're here. Hi, I love you. Wow, thank you for being here. Sorry, everyone. This is one of my family friends from back in the day. I lived in her house growing up.
Hey,
Jesse, I adore you. Hi. Sorry about that. I get thrown even though these are all people that are on my Facebook page, I get thrown when people actually show up and come into the show. Sorry. Well, yeah, I think it's a tough time, and I think it's more Gen X's fault because I think every generation does this thing where we always want to find fault in the generation coming up, and I'm not saying that there isn't some issues with Gen X. We can have that conversation too, but I think when it comes to this work stuff, and I think quiet quitting is the wrong word. I think we need to come up with something else that's more positive, because it's not about quiet quitting. It's about like, I'm just doing my job as you hired me to do in the agreement. That's all. I'm not doing any more than that or any less.
It's setting boundaries. I think it's just simple as setting boundaries. These kids, they say, look, we have a contract from 9 to 5. Now, I work for you from 9 to 5. Before 9 is my time and after 5 is my time. Yeah. Now, and thank you very much. I'm out. And they don't have a problem doing that. And I think with a lot of us, I think we're teaching the younger generation how to do it better versus like my parents, my mom particularly taught me how to do better than she did. And same thing with my grandmother. She taught my mother how to do better than she did. So it's just about learning the lessons and passing them down, and the kids taking the wisdom from each generation and trying to do it better. I think that's really what this is about. And I think the people who are in the older generations are pissed off. Well, why didn't I think of that? I think they're mad because they didn't think of it.
Yeah.
And they're stuck in what they've always done.
Let me read what Melanie just wrote, because I think it's very important. If you can work smarter, not harder, more power to you, but someone has to be the janitor or you will be working smarter in a very sticky place. Melanie, we appreciate all hardworking people. So I think the idea of working smarter is more about putting up, like what Mario said and what Rick had mentioned, putting up boundaries. So it doesn't matter what job it is. If you're working past your 8 hours and you don't get overtime and you're coming in on a Sunday because then I think CEOs and bosses and people who hire other people, managers, one of the biggest things I do is tell them you're treating your staff wrong. People will hire me to come, and they do this with Andrea too. They hire us to come in and fix the problem with their teams, right? That's usually the general thing that people come to me about. And I will tell you, I've said this a million times, 95% of the time, my problem ends up being I have to talk to the person who hired me. They're the problem, not the team, because they're abusing what the team is willing or able or capable of doing. You know what I mean? So this is for everybody. This is for every industry. It's about making sure you have boundaries so that people aren't taking advantage of you. And then people like me and Andrea who have the privilege of being able to work with people who hire us, we tell them the truth, which, you know, sometimes works and we get more work or we get fired. That's all
yeah, they want someone to come in and agree with them. Yep, it's all them.
Especially when I make sure I get, you know, I don't know how Andrea does it, but I get paid a month in advance. So like my bill goes out on the 15th of the month prior to the month they have to pay me. So like I'll get paid this Friday for April. So I come in, they get mad or upset once I do my assessment and they fire me. I'm like, that's all good. Thank you. I got like 3 weeks off now. Thanks. You know?
I've had several jobs where like when it comes to lunch break time, they'll stay and sit at their desk and eat. And then I'd be like, okay, I'll see you later. Where are you going? I'm gonna go get some food. Oh, you gonna come back? When my break is over, I'll be back.
Right.
Duh.
Yeah.
You know what we used to do at the company? I almost said the name of the company. Anybody who knows me knows where I used to work, but we used to turn around and we would cater in food. We would have cots for people to take naps, foosball tables. Mario, you know, we had a beautiful building and everything. All of that was designed for you to never leave the office, and it worked. Yep. Let me read what Jesse wrote. I think it's okay to work longer hours to get my own tasks done, but it's important that we know our firms appreciate and recognize the effort. That's usually through bonuses, etc. No one should feel like they are not seen. Exactly. That just summed it all up. That's exactly what we've been talking about.
Let me tell you, this is my 3rd year without a bonus. Yeah.
Why?
Because of budget. They're building all these new buildings that are half empty, and sorry, there's no money for your bonus this year.
Isn't it even worse when you see them building stuff and they're telling you they have no money?
Exactly.
I just want to shoot.
Then they get a $7 million donation from an actor and her husband for one of the centers, and again, we get no bonus. Then just recently, they sent out a survey for all of us to anonymously tell them how we feel about our managers and if our managers are doing their jobs. Let me tell you, the president sent an email saying she heard us, and it's across the board that the managers are not doing their jobs, and it's noted, and they're going to fix it, blah, blah, blah. The following day, it's administration or staff appreciation, whatever day. And what did they do? Instead of appreciating everyone, they only gave random people gifts, like just randomly. And then they announced it in the email. It's like either you do all, you do none.
Right.
And you don't announce it to just kind of throw it in your face. You just told us you heard our problems, you heard our issues, but then you're going to turn around and say, we take your information and all your input, these wholehearted and all this and that, but we can't give you anything. And so no bonus, no gift, no nothing.
I think your company should spend a lot of money and hire Andrea to come in and fix these issues.
Right.
Yeah. Gigi said, I think Google is like that now. They provide everything for their work. Oh, yeah. I mean, all the big, we didn't invent it, but I mean, all the tech companies that started, I think, with like Apple, back in the day. Yeah. So, yeah. Alma said, I do not eat in the lunchroom. I arrange it so I have a private space to eat because people don't respect your time. And if I work 1 minute, I charge 15 minutes of overtime.
Good.
She does. She does. That's the truth.
Really good.
She's telling me the truth.
Yeah.
She's like, that's 1 minute. Okay. It's 15 minutes. And she's like, 20 minutes is an hour, whatever,
Brian just said, I'm lucky with the company I work for. I have a lot of perks there. My team is awesome. Yeah, Brian, you really love where you work. It's good. I think it's really, it's a rarity and it's something to be very grateful for. Go ahead, NJ. I'm sorry.
I said they're treating him right then. That's good.
Yeah.
I think he's in a management position, though. That changes things a bit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that his workers aren't, but he's also, I believe, in a management position, which most managers are always pretty fine until they're not. Right? I mean, it's kind of nice to be the person in charge until, things fall apart and your team sucks or whatever. Jesse just said, I have an amazing firm as well. Thank goodness. 26. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Let me explain something to you. Jesse is, when I was in Color Guard and Drum Corps, so remember when Tommy Lee was here? So Jackie Dunn, who's also in my book, was like my best friend. And we hung out all the time. We were always doing rehearsals together. We were like best buddies. So I ended up living with them basically for a long time. And Jesse is the little kid who was like 10 years old. So there's no way you're 26 years working anywhere. It was like a little 10-year-old kid. So when she just wrote that, I'm like, what? I got his heads. I'm in denial. God. Let me tell you, I am in denial. I really am. I cannot deal with, I keep thinking like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm like in my 50s. I'm like, and then like I'm talking to Charlie and Charlie's like, yeah. And he's telling me, like, I think he said he's like 65 or something. I'm like, what? I was like,
Carmen, you remember coming to Alma's baby shower. So
stop.
Come on now.
Stop.
And my baby graduates from college next month. So
See, no. Time is going to look at you, Pepperdine. Look at, I'm just saying, I think time is amazing and I love it, but sometimes it throws me and I'm like,
yeah.
Did it go by that quick? And now this little kid is graduated from college?
Yeah.
That don't make sense.
Yeah.
See, 26 years. Like, I don't even envision you 26 years old. Like,
Let alone working a job
Right.
for 26 years.
that's what I'm saying. Oh, that is the coolest thing ever.
You couldn't even remember how old I was. You couldn't believe it.
I know, because I still don't, because you're another one who's still in my head as a little kid.
Her
right?
her
The
baby
little
is 27. She
kid,
said,
kid
"My
person.
God."
Oh my God. You see what I'm saying, right? It's like you have a little 10-year-old kid in your head. That's what you're thinking. And I'm like, oh my God, look at it. Little Jessie is on the show in the comments. It's so cute. Oh, circle of life, Carmen, get it together. Hey, you know what? It's my show, bitch. I can do what I want, right? I'm having a moment, okay?
Do you, boo? Do you?
Right? No, that is so cool. Yeah, no, I hope that we figure out a way to change things. And I think Andrea and I kind of have the same philosophy when it comes to work. I find I do more work with the people who hire me than actually the teams. I don't know about you, Andrea. How does that sound? What do you do? Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
And it's like learning how to speak to people. Like one of the clients I work with, I'm constantly just telling him how great he is. Like, I'm like, wow, I wish I understood all of that. Like, it's just amazing. You know what, by the way, I was wondering, could we buy 2 new computers? Because, just as you were saying, like it would just be easier because it's faster. And he's like, of course, yeah, buy the 2 computers, no problem. He has no idea that because if I had just walked in and said, can I have this approved? We'd be having a huge fight of spending money. But I have to coax it with like how great he is. If I could only research faster on a better computer, so these are people who need new computers, you know what I mean? So I think I spend most of my time doing that, learning how to manipulate people to understand and get past their egos.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, my computer was ridiculously slow, and my boss couldn't understand why I wasn't finishing things. I'm like, this piece of crap computer, I can't get nothing done because I have to sit here and wait if I have to wait 30 seconds for the screen to change, this is too slow. Okay, come on. So he finally got a new one.
All right, so is that it? Are we done? I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Can I'm still a little in shock.
come on back, girl. Come on back. Bring it
I'm
in.
coming back. Okay, you guys talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, what else is there to talk about?
You said you want to talk about something about a TikTok ban?
The Congress, the House passed a bill to, and it was on both sides to, if China doesn't sell their part of TikTok, then it'll be banned in the United States. And now it's gone to the Senate for approval. And if it's on both sides, then most likely it will pass. And President Biden said that he will sign the bill.
Okay, and I just want to say that I'm completely aghast that we're at this point because it's all bullshit. And I don't know when the last time you went to the Gap or you went anywhere and noticed that things are made in China all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's because China is they're not sending any more propaganda than Facebook or Twitter or any other social media. Let me tell you what this is about from my point of view. Okay. From my point of view, if you haven't figured it out yet, somebody in the United States wants to buy TikTok. And why is that? Because TikTok is so lucrative. And there's over, I think, 150 billion people, not billion, million people using this every single day. So what the United States is trying to do, and I love my country less and less every motherfucking day, but I love my country. But if you haven't figured it out yet, what they're trying to do is get in a position where an American has to buy TikTok.
Yeah.
And this is all under the guise of security, where in fact we do business with China all the time, everywhere we do big companies. All Pinterest has Chinese ties. There's a whole list of them. So it's all a farce and it's all bullshit. And it's sad. It's sad to me because we should be better than this. If you want to do something about social media, let's talk about putting some guardrails on social media. We can have that conversation. But just singling out TikTok with this farce of scary Chinese people are stealing your information. Google has my information, okay?
Well,
I'm not worried about how much Google. All I do is sneeze about a Samsung television, and all of a sudden, every 5 minutes, I'm getting Samsung television stuff. Oh, and where is Samsung from? Let's talk about that. Yeah. So this is my thing. Stop it. Stop it.
I think part of it is political. I think some of it's a little political because I know that I think our Gen Zs pulled a prank on Trump and about that rally, and that was all done through TikTok. And and they all went in and bought all the tickets to a rally or something, and then no one was there. Yeah.
It's just getting out of hand, and all this being scared about, China. I'm fine with it. If you want to divest every single company that does business with China, then I'm all for it. Oh yes, let's protect ourselves. But making it just about TikTok, it's all bullshit.
Samsung is Korea.
But my point isn't about my point is that, did you say it was Chinese? It doesn't matter. The point is that Google has all my information.
Yeah.
And no matter what, Facebook has all my information, right? They own WhatsApp, they own Messenger, they own
Instagram.
All of our information is out there. This is all a farce, okay? If you have an issue with China, I want you to go through all of your clothes tomorrow and see where you bought them and see where they came from. Go and look at all the plates you bought. Look at the stuff you have in your house. And then look at all the companies that have connections and ties with China. And then you're going to start to understand that it's all bullshit. It's because somebody in the United States wants to own TikTok. It's always about profit in this country, always. And I'm all for it, but not when you're lying to me. Do not lie to me to make money. Do not lie to me. Just say you want to motherfucking buy TikTok and we're good. You know what I mean? Just say, you know what? This is a great lucrative thing. I think we should pull away from China. We should own it. We can make profit here, blah, blah. I'd be all for that shit, right? Yeah. I'm sorry, it is all about the joy, but you gotta be factual about this shit. I'm so done with this country lying to us and getting us all up in a frenzy.
I love it when you get rah-rah. You just get motherfucker. I'm like, wow, okay. Say it with your whole chest. Just say it with your whole chest. Say it all. Just tell me how you
Mario, have I changed?
No, not at all.
Not one bit. Yeah.
Not at all.
No, look, I'm just tired of the scare tactics. I'm tired of it. You know what I mean? Go ahead. I'll let other people talk now.
No, you said it. You say it like you mean it. I'm here for it.
Don't get me started with Elon Musk. But okay, Gigi, I hear you.
Yeah. You heard about that with him and Don Lemon, right? That whole thing. Don Lemon did an interview with him because Don Lemon was supposed to be doing a show that was supposed to be going over to X. And I guess Don Lemon really challenged him and called him on the floor about his anti-Semitism comments and all this other stuff. And he really called him on it. And so then all of a sudden Elon Musk backed out. But it was at that point, it was too late. My dog is about to bark, sorry. It was too late. And but now he canceled the show on X. But Don Lemon's like, look, I got the truth and it's coming out no matter what. And so people are really, but some people don't care. That's the bad part. Some people are really upset about the interview. Some people don't care about the interview. Some people are like, I'm giving away my Tesla. Lies. You're lying.
Giving away my Tesla.
You're lying.
I love when people protest by damaging the stuff they bought.
Why would you do that?
I'm against Budweiser. I'm going to dump it all out. Okay. Budweiser already got your money.
They got your money. I'm like, okay. Don't buy it. Whatever.
Okay.
Go off, I guess. Whatever.
Okay, but Brian, misinformation is everywhere. But you know what? That's been forever. Yeah. That's been our entire lives. The difference is now, because information is so easy to get and so easy to verify, we lazy motherfuckers. We so lazy, we just gonna watch one little thing. I'm not gonna bring it back to that, Rick, but I want to. I'm just saying. We do this shit all the time. We have to get better about reading entire articles before commenting. watching entire movies or programs or whatever before commenting. Do our research. Misinformation has been around since the beginning of time. Remember snake? What was it? Snake oil salesman.
Yeah,
and
snake oil.
this is the thing. It's just now. It's just so abundant, and we're lazy motherfuckers. Don't be a lazy motherfucker. Let's go big clip. Let's go big clip.
Say it with your whole chest. Just,
Yeah, misinformation. She been around for a long
She ain't
time.
going nowhere.
Yeah, but we could be better. We could be better. And that's why this thing with TikTok bothers me. I don't give a shit whether you like TikTok or not. I don't care. I use it just to promote myself. I started doing it again. I'm just tired of the lies. You know, I'm really upset. And now when our country is doing this as a government continuously, and I know Andrea, I can already see Andrea's like, they've always been lying to us.
it's all of ours.
She's like, I'm telling you this.
Like, I'm glad you're seeing it.
X-Files.
I'm so glad you're seeing it. But yes.
Yeah.
She said, thank you for catching up with me.
She's like, we're dying over here. I'm like, I'm sorry. I know I'm on fire today because I'm really tired of not just the lies that are going out, but that we're just so easily gullible to fucking take it in. Like, no, find the truth. You know what I mean? And
The truth is out there.
say that.
Not that hard to find.
I was just saying that X-Files.
What?
That's why I was singing the
The
song.
truth
The
is
truth is
out
out
there.
there. X-Files. Yes.
Yeah. Guy Steve Mnuchin, who was the Treasury Secretary under Trump, Steve Mnuchin, whatever the frick
Yeah.
name is. He's putting a group of people together because they want to buy TikTok.
Mm.
Oh, isn't that interesting? This is the same guy who got like $bazillion from the Saudi government as he walked out of the White House. How come you're not all up in arms about that? But now him and a group of his friends want to buy TikTok.
Mm.
For our safety. For our safety.
Of course.
Yeah. Please. Please.
And Rick
And
Costa
Rick
retreated.
I don't know. Okay. Well, I feel like you guys got to give in some more input because I'm just too much on fire.
No. It was joyful to watch you. Because it's all about the
This is
joy.
our moment of joy.
It was all about the joy, and it was joyful to watch you say it with your whole chest. Not just your whole chest. It was lovely.
You know what's gonna happen now? I'm gonna get all these damn motherfucking emails about me swearing. That's what's gonna happen,
It
right,
brings
Mark? You
me
know what's gonna
joy,
happen. I'm gonna be
Carmen.
like, what?
It brings me joy
Joy.
to see you finally seeing it all.
That's it. Because it's all about the joy.
Okay.
I held my tongue long enough.
No, wait. Okay, we're gonna get into this fight. We can. Andrea is how can I say, or used to be a liberal hugging tree crazy person. Yes, you were. That's why we used to get into fights. And I'm more in the
Hugging,
middle.
I don't like that has a connotation, but yeah.
I know, that's why I said it, so people would understand.
Wow.
Liberal. And I'm not.
Liberal.
But I'm not on the right at all. I'm not on the right at all. But I'm like middle. And I was much more, God, I hate using this word because it's bullshit, right? Like you can't even say the word anymore because they've stolen and co-opted patriotism, right? So I used to be patriotic in a different way than Andrea was. And we were getting into fights about it, you know? Andrea, hippie. So what of it, Brian? What's serenity now?
Serenity.
Is that what he wants?
That's from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Hey, we in the hood here. We hanging out. This is how it happens. You know what I mean? We just chilling. And I'm on fire tonight. That's all that's happening.
That's it. She,
Andrea would be a hippie. I don't understand. Is it a
because
bad
you
thing?
said you called her a tree. You called her a tree hugging
That's
liberal.
But is a hippie a bad thing? I'd rather be a hippie than whatever it is we being over there in Texas, Brian. Is a hippie a bad thing or tree hugging thing a bad thing? I'm confusion.
some
I'm
people,
asking to explain.
Yeah. I mean, it has a, crunchy granola Birkenstock kind of connotation.
Yeah,
What's wrong with that? I'm cool with that. I would rather be that.
I'm not
I'd
saying
rather
there's
be that.
anything wrong with it. I just am saying I don't think it's accurate.
Today it's not accurate, but I'm saying me and you together, we were those kind of people. I was more conservative.
You were more centrist, and I was much more like,
Lefty.
I'm going to vote for Al Sharpton.
Oh, well, damn. Okay, you was real left.
That shit was hippie. That's hippie. That's tree hugging. I love Al Sharpton, but I was not going to vote for him.
God.
Yeah. Look, even Mario's like, what is wrong with
She
you?
said Al Sharpton. I was like, huh? Wait, come again?
I did in the primary. I voted for Al Sharpton.
Oh, okay.
Jesse just said, I'm not sure a tree hugging liberal is bad. I think it's exactly.
No, it's
I'm
not
so
bad.
confused.
No, it's definitely not bad.
Not
I didn't
bad.
say it was bad. I just didn't think it was accurate. But anyway, go ahead.
I'm just saying with me and you, it was accurate because like I had an American flag on my car up until recently.
What's your heart?
I would never.
Always.
I would never.
And Jay would never have an American flag on her car.
Never.
Right?
Mm.
Never.
Look at-
I've
there's
never
like-
had, never would, never could, never will.
I never will now either because I'm sad. I need our country. I'm not talking about our government. I need people in this country to get better about racism, better about homophobia, better about all the isms, better about sexism. We got to get on point. Mm-hmm. Don't get me started on race. We don't usually talk about race, but I will go down there because I'm in the mood today.
She said, I got time today.
Got time today. just gotta be
It
better,
all started with
Charlie,
you with the
right? Charlie said it though. He said, it's like wanting people to be better. It's true. Wanting people to that is what I want. That's what I want the show to be. I mean, I keep saying it's all about the joy because I want people to start thinking and being real, and stop listening to everybody else and do your own research and be really solid and be open-minded, And if you have a problem with people who you think are others, the problem is you. It's not other people. Why hate so much? Why hate people that you don't understand? And stop using the motherfucking Bible for everything as your excuse for why you do stuff. That's not what Jesus would do. I'm just saying, sorry, I don't mean to throw the Bible in there, but a lot of people try to throw the Bible as a reason for justifying what they do. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Not a way to answer that. Hey, Jess, how do we now think American flags mean a certain candidate's supporters? That doesn't make sense to me. It's considered almost a negative thing. Yeah.
Because of because so many people who are patriots who are patriots are using that as their symbol, and it doesn't necessarily represent the feelings of all Americans anymore. There was a time where every American felt proud to be an American, but in me as a minority, my experience in this country is very different. So I've never just been that person to represent a flag, because I had family who lived in the South who had an American flag, and then you go down the road and you see an American flag with a Confederate flag standing on top of it. So my experience is very different with the American flag. So that representation for me, I'm only speaking for me, it has a different connotation. I can't speak for other people because people have a different experience, because there are a lot of immigrants who come here who are very proud to be in this country and who are happy to be from the oppressed countries that they've come from. So they are happy to represent that flag. Me, however, my life experience does not represent that. So that's why I don't do it. But I'm speaking for me. That's it.
Are you speaking for you? Because I was confused.
Yeah, for me. Because
Are you sure?
Because folks will be like, well, you said, no, I'm saying, no, I didn't say general. I said for me.
No, I'm just messing with you. I got you. Look, I still believe, I fucking sound like Clinton right now. I still believe in a place called hope. That's what all about the joy is, right? I really always try to see the good. I always want to believe in the best. I always want to believe that we can be what I need us to be or what I hope us to be. And what pisses me off is it's not even dampened, it's been crushed. And it breaks my heart, it breaks my heart because I think this country still stands for something. Yes, for all the people that come here. And white people keep thinking that only Black people or brown people keep coming to this country. White people came to this country too. All this hate to people on the border from the South, all this hatred and anger, it's just vile. And it says more about you than it does to the beautiful, let me just say it this way, the beautiful, wonderful people who are doing their best to have a better life and see some shining light from the United States, possibly to make a decent living.
Yeah.
And my sister-in-law, Beata, is from Poland, and she came to this country. My ex-husband is from Israel, and he came to this country. And you know what? Because they have white skin, they didn't feel the hatred and the pain that Latinos and people who come across the border have to deal with. And what I am angry about is that we do this to each other, that we do this pain and this nastiness to brown and Black people. And I don't know where along the way white people started believing that this is their country and that the rest of us are just fucking visiting. Mm-hmm. This is my country. This is my country. I was born and raised here, and I love my country. But you guys got to get this shit together. Stop being racist. And if your first thought is, I'm not racist, motherfucker, that means you're racist. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't have to motherfucking say it. So you got to get it together. And that's the difference. I used to believe we could get there. What's happening to me now? I don't know. And I've never felt like that. And that's why I took the flag off my car after 30 years being in LA. Makes me say it.
I remember
Joanne Martin. Hey, talking about my family. That's my god sister.
Hey, got this too.
on the East Coast. Yeah,
Hey.
so
George Takei, Mr. Sulu from the
Mhm.
original Star Trek. So when that whole Pearl Harbor thing went down,
yes,
and he was a kid, and they were putting
Yeah,
Japanese people
concentration
in
camp.
camps
Yeah.
and blah blah blah, and they were like, "Go back to your country."
is
He's
my
like,
country.
"This is my country. Where do you want me to go back
exactly.
to?" Like, what?
Yeah, it's just like I just believe that we are better than we're behaving as individuals and as a society. And okay, we make fun of whatever. I mean, I know you all are lovely and awesome people, and all about the joy. The whole concept is that idea of hope, that we can see that little light and try to find joy in things instead of hatred. If you don't understand something, if you're uncomfortable with something, then deal with that for yourself. Don't get angry with other people. Don't fucking get a gun and kill people because you're angry.
Yeah.
Don't, there's just so many things in this country that I wish I could fix by myself, like with my little magic wand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I spoke to this woman the other day. I shouldn't say woman. That's wrong. See, so I spoke to a man who does drag.
Okay.
And I'm sorry. I'm a
Okay.
man who does drag because I'm not sure what the right pronouns
Drag
are. But
queen?
A drag queen.
I'm sorry.
It's a drag queen.
Yeah, drag queen, I guess. But
Yeah.
I'm just being careful because, anyways, the other day, and he was talking about how painful it is to just do this thing that he loved to do, that he used to do all the time in the 80s and the 90s in the clubs. You know what I mean? And just talking about how things have changed, that he can't express himself because then people want to call him gay and call him all these things and be mean. I'm like, I don't even get it. I don't understand it, Jesse's like a person. Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to get better. I never asked what the right pronouns are or whatever, but I think he's just a man who does drag.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking too much on it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm overcompensated.
My wife made a comment. I think she's right.
The greatest commandment given to us in the Bible is that we love others as ourselves. To love. I just lost it. I can't scroll. Wait.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You know what?
To love
Basically,
to love them, not to judge or condemn them. So all those who weaponize the Bible are just wrong. You can make the Bible say almost anything you want to.
Exactly.
Twist it.
They villainize immigrants, but if they were to stop work just one day, it would paralyze this country. Okay, Brian, we're not going to talk about firearms. I'm so sorry I even brought it up. Oh, Al Carrier. Okay, everyone's in the house now. Okay, Al Carrier. So there's a part in the book. Everybody who's in the book is showing up now. It's fucking embarrassing. Al Carrier's the guy I was in love with. Yeah, child. But he didn't want me, so whatever. Stop, baby. And you know what? His mom loves me too. What's up, baby?
What's up?
Yeah, he was in love with me too, but he was a bigwig at the boys' club, whatever. So he couldn't date me, but I don't know. We had a little thing going on, but Al, I love you. So glad to see you. That's so weird. I'm so embarrassed. All right, I am gonna shut this down though, unless you guys have some last words.
Well, so my parents came here from Portugal, and the whole idea was they wanted a better life. They were just plain simple farmers over there, and they heard, you can have a better life, you can make a lot more money, blah, blah, blah. And so they came here and didn't even speak English, but they learned, and they did their thing, and then eventually was able to buy their own house, which I still live in today. And and they did it right. They did it legally. They became American citizens. They did it, and they did it right. And that's what this should be about.
Yeah, and
the American
small
dream.
difference is, and it's not a small difference, is they are white.
Well, my dad, he was pretty dark. So that was questionable to some
Stop
people.
right there. You know what I'm saying? Let's not get into the shades of coloring. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying it's very different than somebody who comes from Honduras or Central America or comes from Haiti or comes from the Dominican Republic or any brown African-centric country, you know what I mean, where the indigenous people have a bloodline that gives them a tint of color and features that for some reason in this country we still think is okay to demean.
And it's nearly impossible to do it right now. You really can't if you are from an undesirable country and you don't have white skin.
It's divisive. It's very divisive at this point.
I've been through it.
Yeah. Girl.
Oh, Al, I love you too. Come on, you're still killing me with that. I love you, Carm. Hey, it's in the book. I can't help it. And I guarantee you, Rick is going to go find that chapter and read it tonight. Crazy. That was Al, huh? Yeah. But okay, everyone, look at this. Was really a fun time. I'm sorry. I went a little off on things, but I'm feeling very comfortable with the crew and everything. So, holla.
Let your head down. Let it out.
I know, right?
Let it
But you know what's
out.
so weird? This is the most people I've ever seen in the room. Not everyone's. I'm shook. So clearly, I should scream more, swear a lot. Is that what I'm getting? I feel like they tell you
Just
do what
warn Rick
works.
when you're gonna swear, so you can take the earpods out.
Right.
I know.
No.
Right.
So, all right, everyone, thank you so much for coming by on the show. Thank you for hanging out in the neighborhood. Thank you to everyone who's viewing. Also, let me give a heads up to LinkedIn. I have so many more followers. We passed the 500 mark the other day. It's so amazing.
Woohoo.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week for sure. Remember, it's all about the joy. Thanks for stopping by. All about the joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.